New Year Day early morning. At the time, a man intentionally drove a truck and killed 15 people, and many people wounded at the New Orleans French Quarter Bourbon Street. The man FBI arrest him, and he is from Texas, and 42-year-old Jabbar. He intentionally drove a truck and killed 15 people. Terrorism's possible link with ISIS terrorist group, possible. There are some people wounded, and the investigation about this murder for the possible terrorist attack.
Says she was a great mom.
She was being a mother and a father, and she was doing a really good job.
We are thinking of the victims' families tonight, and Trevor joins us now from New Orleans. And Trevor, the FBI tonight believes the suspect did not act alone.
And that's right, Mary. And one indication to investigators that the suspect
New Orleans
is the fact they found those multiple potential IEDs in other parts of the city. And the FBI is now urging anyone who's had contact with Shamsuddin Jabbar in the past 72 hours to contact the authorities immediately. Mary.
This is all still developing, Trevor. We know you'll be tracking it closely. Thank you. And we are joined now by our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky. So, Aaron, what are your sources zeroing in on tonight?
This investigation is moving fast, and Mary, it's already taken the FBI beyond New Orleans. Tonight, authorities are searching a home in Houston and encouraging the public to avoid it. And they're investigating whether the suspect was radicalized online and whether sources say he may have taken inspiration from an attack just hours earlier in New Zealand, where a driver struck police officers who were working a New Year's patrol in Wellington. For years, ISIS and other terror groups have encouraged followers to conduct vehicle ramming attacks in the West. Cities have stepped up security, but Mary, as the attack in New Orleans makes clear, the threat remains painfully real. Mary.
Okay, Aaron, thank you. Authorities are describing the suspect as hell-bent on carnage. Tonight, the questions about the motivation behind the attack. Police looking into the military veteran's background and possible ties to terrorist organizations. Here's ABC's Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
This man in this YouTube video talking about real estate,
I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston,
is believed to be the suspect seen here lying on the ground after a violent encounter with police, described as a cold-blooded terrorist who methodically prepared for his attack. The FBI now launching a massive investigation into the background of Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year-old military veteran. He served time in Afghanistan more than a decade ago, from February 2009 to January 2010. Tonight, the top priorities of the investigation. What exactly are his ties to ISIS beyond that flag that authorities recovered from his vehicle, used as a battering ram?
An ISIS flag was located on the trailer hitch of the vehicle, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential associations and affiliations with terrorist organizations.
And officials openly expressing their concern that Jabbar had help. Investigators are also focusing on the assault-style rifle and handgun recovered from the scene, and multiple IEDs found in the vehicle and other places in the French Quarter. ATF tracking the purchase of the firearms. The authorities plan to dissect each one of the IEDs to determine where the components were bought. Investigators also looking into the Ford truck, which sources say was rented through a car-sharing company and spotted multiple times in the Houston area yesterday. It was last seen in Baytown, Texas, on I-10 heading east. Mary, every federal intelligence and law enforcement agency is working tonight to come up with a profile of the suspect and to determine who are his associates and if he had any help. Mary?
Still just so many questions. Pierre, thank you. The Sugar Bowl game between Notre Dame and Georgia now delayed until tomorrow, a rare and extraordinary step for a major sporting event. Authorities